Thanks for joining us this week on Sensi and the Squatch. I actually saw the Sensei. Why don't you give us a little rundown? You had all your kids out on the bench. They were so excited. I had a chance to talk to a
Yeah, we
couple
went
of them, and
out
they just said that was like the
as a
coolest
part of
thing.
the bench warmer program, and my smoke program was on the Firewolves bench for warm-ups, and then we got to enjoy a great lacrosse game that me and you are going to break down right here.
Yeah, nonstop action. And I tell you, for it, when you look at the score of the game, a lot of people might not have thought it was so like as exciting as it was, but it was back and forth. That game was so close. Excellent goalie play out of both. Dobson played great, and I tell you, Dougie
Yeah, the
Jamison
both
finally looked
both
like the Dougie of old
both
again.
goaltenders were very impressive this game, and it really was a defensive battle. You know, coming off a 20-4 game last weekend, both teams made adjustments, and it was fun to watch. So you can see right here, Date comes up and he sets a pick on Byrne, who's guarding the ball right there, guarding Q, and then as he does that, that makes his man switch. Right. So as he starts fighting for top side to honor that switch, Seth comes down and seals him.
Yeah, and by the time he's able to fight his way through, it's too late. He's got a wide open running
Mm-hmm.
across, keeping Dougie out off of the post.
Right. And they, like you said, they just got the ball back, so it's a free possession. They feel good enough to take this shot, and that breaks the seal. 1-0.
Jake Fox, the new Firewolf, they picked him up from Panther City. He is all over the floor. And then how is this for an opening goal though? I mean, you just see
He just puts his stick out, you know, and unfortunately for a guy like that, it's just enough room.
yeah.
He catches here and he goes right behind the back and he makes Dobson think he's going far side and he takes a big step and he sinks it 5-hole on him. Beautiful shot. Yeah, no, Jake is a tremendous. That was probably, I think, the biggest pickup that the Firewolves has had since they picked up Benesh last year.
Yeah, Dobson played amazing.
This quick transition right here. Jerry Stats is going to get an assist. Right? Jerry Stats hustles, gets the ball back up to Lyle. And then you're going to see Brendan scream in from the corner of the screen here. And he recognizes that both of those guys are playing Lyle. And instead of setting an actual pick, he does a flyby and keeps moving to the net. And then that creates enough confusion and separation on the Firewolves for Lyle to get his hands free, drop his hands, and then fool the goalie. Just a numbers game at the end of the day. You know, the more times you shoot, the more goals you have usually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he comes in, looks like he's going to set a pick, and he does a flyby, and that gets both of those guys to drop because the guy on the ball is expecting a pick to come, so he's going to stay with the pick man while Lyle goes topside and they get a switch. But when he does a flyby there, it creates that situation where he's already dropped. The other guy was already going to Bomberry because he didn't think they were going to need a switch. And that's all you need. Lyle drops his hands low, shoots a little bit higher, and it's enough deception to get by Dougie there.
It too though was like Bomberry charging to the net like that. Even if they don't get the goal, Lyle or he's right there for the rebound. Nice low shot from Lyle, and the if Dougie doesn't need it up, Brendan's there and he's already a step ahead of the defense.
Right, between Brendan Bomberry, Shane Jackson, Seth Oakes, and Date McCumber, they get a lot of offensive rebounds because they're always fighting for those positions down low. They're a very scrappy, gritty team. So it's 2-2 or 2-1 game here. Really important.
They're on the power play, shorthanded.
Mm-hmm. Huge goal by Sturos.
Yeah.
Huge goal. Quarter, end of the half. More so in lacrosse. It's like scoring before the half. You know, going in every one of these quarters is critically important. So to make it 2-1 to 2-2, and now you're even going into the second, it's just that much of a shorter game. You know. Super
Yeah,
important.
and that was I mean, that's Albany gets a lot of transition goals. You know, that is their kind of the heart and soul of their team, and kind of puts them in the right frame of mind, like you said, coming out into that second quarter tied.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of
Can you go back to that goal one more time? So huge, critical goal needed here. You can see he has his hands up, looking like he's going to pass it. The forwards have dropped back because it's short time here. quick transition. So the forwards end up dropping back to play defense. They're anticipating the pass and they leave the shooter. Goalie's anticipating the pass and isn't hugging his pipe. And it's, Strohs makes a great play there. Good read. Nobody went to him. Absolutely right thing to do. Good finish. Yeah, Case and Tarbell's too smooth, right? Nice little BTB pass to him there. He comes down. D's clearly playing the pass. And Kaysen is just too cool. Very patient on the shot. Waits for an opening, and then nice near side finish. Then on the pick. See how he calls that switch right there, and then
drops down.
Right. He pauses. He doesn't come over the pick. Nice soft pick, sits in the spot. Has enough space to finish because Jeremy drops there.
Yeah, because he's right here. You see he's communicating, sees the pick, figures they're going to switch off, and then boom.
Right, and I can't see who the top player for George is there that ends up getting picked hard.
Yeah, that's one thing Heine's really good at. You see, Heine was up top setting that screen. I think that's his most underrated spot on offense is he gets guys open, he goes and gets the ball in the corner, and that initial forecheck to try to get the offensive rebound.
Another power play for Georgia. I think there were 7 in the game.
Yeah, I think this is still... Oh, no, this is not that 5-minute one. They killed that one. Yeah, no, Albany definitely got some...
I think Albany scored more shorthanded than Georgia did on the power play on Saturday.
That could be a very accurate statement.
If you go back to that shot, that's vintage Seth Oaks. He's scored that goal 1,000 times. He had the goalie beat. Dougie was falling down, and he just missed it. But then you see, Albany squanders one here, unfortunately. Georgia goes back, and Lyle finds Seth with about 7 or 6 seconds on the shot clock.
No, I remember watching this power play and thinking, I was like, how many opportunities are you guys going to set up their offense down low and go?
Right, and if you watch the bottom right guy, Ty Logan, right at the end of the play, he kind of sinks down for whatever reason. And that just he's going to sink in. That gives Seth just enough space to sneak in. And he's not going to miss twice.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming at him.
There was, there's the one guy, he gets pretty buzzed up every night. He's always...
Yeah, calling him out by name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt like Georgia did sit back a little bit on the power play and allow Albany to set up and do things that they were good at. But right here, just Rannigan arrives and reaches, steps with 1 foot out, and that causes him to get beat. And then Manley's stuck in the middle trying to make a read and doesn't make a decision whether to go or not, really. And that just gives him enough space. I don't know that I don't trust Dobson to save that if I'm Manley, right? But
yeah,
I don't blame him for staying. But I think that offense is created when Rannigan reaches right there, unfortunately. Nice shot by Connor Kelly. Critical goal. Yep. And it's almost the identical situation to Seth Oaks' goal a couple minutes earlier. He just passes to the spot 1 step higher. Those top 2 guys are on the top 2 guys. They're splitting. Who's that? Greg Downey down there?
That's Watkinson on the top.
Yeah.
But this is the big thing with the behind the back pass that I love is like when you see him step in, Dougie has, he assumes he's shooting, he kind of gets squared up on him and then has to move quick over to Bobberry. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think defensively you want to step out to that passing lane and force Lyle to the middle there, because as soon as you go in and Lyle draws that top defender, he passes the ball to a 2-on-1 in the backside between, I think, Seth Oaks and Brennan Bomberry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man up play. I really like the call here by Albany's offensive coordinator. They bring 4 people right here to the lefty side of the floor. The goalie has to stay to that side and honor it, and that creates a nice little 1-on-1 here.
See a lot of these goals. Now the goalie has to come across, and what does he do? Yeah, good luck coming
Exactly. He
back,
has to
crossed
step
your
over to the
momentum because we
shooter.
just came flying over.
And then he fakes near side, shoots far side. Really nice goal. And then they challenge it too right here. And George ends up losing the challenge.
Yeah,
Was
like
not
that
in the
is
crease.
save
Then
that
it's a
you know you're in the right position. You
beautiful little
still
double
almost
team right
impossible.
there for Georgia to get the ball back on Fox. And then they hit Shane Jackson. Georgia's very fast out the front door, and Shane Jackson just really, really nice shot here on the run. That's a
Yeah,
great
if you
5-hole finish there.
leave him alone, hands free in front of the net, that's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, it's the goalie stepping like.
As soon as he turns his head, he goes. That's beautiful. Goes to the stick first, bumps hips, balls out.
Yeah. No, that was textbook.
Goal.
They got
This
everybody
ties at
excited. They had
6-6.
that
So the
house
entire
rocking.
game, 6 goals in a row of Georgia scoring first and Albany scoring second. And the announcers are joking right here that maybe they're telling Ty Logan to get more penalties and get in the box, because this is Albany's 4th or 5th shorthanded goal tonight. Right, really nice playing in transition there, right off the boards.
Yeah, that's such a big thing, you know.
Yeah, great little backhand pass there to push the ball ahead, creating the opportunity. Probably right decision to shoot, and it bounces right to Connor Kelly off the boards. Nice run by Colton Watkinson. Like that's not a big deal. Just like the softer penalties that were called, it just happened to work into Albany's favor. That's why they're not complaining about it. This is a nice goal from Thompson to Thompson. And see, this is what I meant earlier by it seems like if you look at Heinoff, he's staring at this pick. He knows he's going to be open right here. He's staring at him, waiting for him to flash his hands here. Yeah, this is a really, really nice rebound. This is what Albany needs more of. Then he gets underneath, tall tree, extends his arms. Mm-hmm. 2-goal lead. They haven't led the entire game. Now they got a 2-goal lead with just over 10 minutes to go here.
Yeah.
I watched Brendan Bomberry in here.
What a seal.
Just doing all the dirty work. Great job. Drives him over. Lyle doesn't miss many from there. It's a very similar shot and shot angle to the one he ends up getting in overtime too.
Yeah.
To that far side.
Yeah, he just and like you said, you're going across, you shoot to that far side because he doesn't act like he's driving hard. It's that little half step back that Dougie has to honor him. He can't fly over to that side and stay far out, but
he knows right where he's going. He's going from a half spot all the way up to the point. He knows exactly where the goalie steps are and how he's going to shift, and he's reading him the whole time. He could have, if he had taken a step there, he would have just as easily shot back near side.
So good defensive set, and here come the Swarm.
Yep, and I always tell my players, if Lyle can drop the ball, you can drop the ball, right? You see right here, he drops a fairly easy pass, but more importantly than that, he gets the ball back. Good box out. Make sure he gets the ball. And you can see right here, you see Shane Jackson open, but he drives further to drop the defense a little bit lower. And then that gives Shane enough room to really step down and take his time. With Lyle penetrating that deep, you have the goaltender has to stay to his right to honor him. But you can see right here, you see Shane. He could have just as easily bounced it to him, thrown it over the top, gotten the ball there, right? The Firewolves guy has one hand on his stick pointing.
Yeah. But like you said, by doing that, it keeps. He definitely cannot come up there because he's got to stay low to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time it goes, he was so concerned about Lyle driving down, he never picked up the guy on the top side.
Right, Dougie's all the way there. He steps out, and you can see it's just he steps across the net, realizes it's not a quick stick, steps out to the shooter, and as he's stepping out, Jackson fires it past him. See, that's one thing I think Georgia did. Georgia was a little more patient with feeding the inside. They had better success because their cuts were more open later in the shot clock.
Yeah. Albany's got a great transition through there's Dougie closing the 5-hole up. And I think their offense just seems young. They got a lot of wow. Yeah, see right here, and then you're gonna see Colton Watkinson. That's what I mean. He's just like, you're not doing that, bud. He's like, okay, I guess we're doing this. But the hip toss, nice judo throw.
Yeah, Manley wasn't satisfied.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Is Tucci, he had played good, but
He won the clamp,
he gets
but
the clamp,
it
throws
was
it
the
back.
second or third time he raked it right back to a Swarm guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just playing him too low, trying to force him back up.
Yeah. What a shot, though. I mean, not down in the corner, just high enough up that Dougie's not got to be able to get his foot just above where his hand was reaching down to the leg. Beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, that's one of the best available shots, I'd say, for that guy. I've seen him do that in the backyard hundreds of times, right? Thousands of times.
But that's what it is. It's not it's a reflex. It's not something he's just doing.
Great game, though.
Yeah. No, it was an awesome game. I was definitely happy to be able to watch it live. But way better performance from Albany on this one. They showed up, the offense, everybody, it was super entertaining. I know the fans were all pumped. Your kids were all pumped to be down on the bench. What's the news with the dojo?
Dojo is pretty busy this time of year. We got a lot of people trying to get in their last couple trainings before high school and modified lacrosse start up in a couple weeks. But we have sessions going on. Schedule will be posted on the dojo Instagram at the dojo LTC Lacrosse Training Center. So check us out there if you want to get a tune up, get the dust off the stick before the season starts.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have that posted in the description of the video. Yeah, but I'm telling you, that Halifax Buffalo game, I think, is going to be probably the game to.
Yeah, it was really good this week.
Looking at next week.
So I would anticipate. Yeah. It was a really, really good game. I can't wait to watch that one. Roughnecks versus Mammoth should be interesting to see how the Roughnecks fare. Albany at Toronto, I think, is a tough game for Albany. What else? Philly versus Riptide.
Yeah. Well, Saskatchewan's just dropped the last two. San Diego's at the top. Saskatchewan's kind of fallen down now. They might.
Right, they're going to play San Diego this weekend, which is a tough task. How do you feel about those new yellow helmets?
I'm a big fan of the yellow buckets, actually. Not everybody's crazy about it, but I like it. I love it just kind of pops out for you, and it's different, and it flows well. I love what, I don't know. Other than, like I said, the only thing that I look at and I don't really care for at all in the NLL is the New York Riptide Seafoam jerseys and the Calgary Roughnecks turf. And I watch a lot of Roughnecks games now because of Owen. So yeah, it's
man,
it is what it is.
Imagine if New York wore those Seafoams
either way.
Up to Calgary.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it'll happen probably at some point. And I'll be watching it with Owen, just like I can't take it, but all right, we'll do it again next week.
All right, thank you. It was fun.
Yeah.